up, guys? Mike from ARG here. We are sitting down with the talk of this entire event, the outbreak of this entire phenomenon on the internet that is Blake Funderburke. Blake, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good today.
For those of you that don't know, Blake took 25th place yesterday. He could have possibly made top 16, but because of the round structure and the number of players, people who made top 16 just drew in the last round and nobody played. So he took 25th with Spirit Beast at X2. So Blake, why don't you tell us, why did you pick this deck?
This was really my play style. Necroz didn't really suit me as well. I didn't really enjoy playing the deck. This is a deck I really had fun with, and I tried to perfect this deck to be as consistent as possible. And it worked out, and it turned out it had a great Necroz matchup.
Cool. So let's get into like some of the numbers here. So what are you saying are the most important cards in this deck?
Elder, Conahawk, Steeds, Ambush. Possibly E-Telly.
Okay, so basically it's everything that spams out stuff and generates your advantage is like what you want to do. And for those who don't know, your Spirit Beast, they're really grind out. They're kind of like Madolches, where as they progress their board state, they're also progressing their card advantage. But they're doing really cool things with Banish Zone, which means you're meaning cards like D-Fissure. Now, what was the point of? Oh, and Macro's in the main too. So why did you want to run both of these? Like, why was it like not just D-Fissure? Like, does Macro hurt you sometimes, or is that not a problem? Because I know you can like use stuff with your traps in the graveyard.
They never really hurt me, and the reason I ran both was because I wanted to slow down my opponent's deck as soon and as fast as possible. And these floodgates don't hurt me at all. If anything, they make them better. They make my deck better. Like D-Fissure and Macro turn Rampengu into a better Conahawk. It literally, basically just changes their effects and just makes them better.
Okay, so if you guys don't know, this deck has some great power-ass cards. So Conahawk acts as a gold sarcophagus, but that's if it's bad. When it's good, it's actually getting the card back like that turn or the next turn. You have cards like Leo, which boost all your Spirit Beast monsters by 500, correct?
Yeah.
Until the end of turn, and it doesn't have to be the ones on the field. So like yesterday we saw in the feature match, he was able to activate the effect, summon guys later in the turn, and attack. His opponent didn't respond properly because he didn't know that they were going to have the boost. You have Elder, which is Wolfbark, right? That's supposed to summon from Graveyard or Banish?
No, he's an extra normal summon.
Extra normal summon. Which one is the one that does the Graveyard or Banish summon?
This is Graveyard and this is Banish summon.
This is Banish. So they use it. So you basically have 4 Wolfbarks in the deck. In addition, you have your basically Constellar Vega, but it's a normal summon instead of a special summon. What's with the Tempest? Tell me about Tempest.
Tempest, it's when you have a slow hand or later in the game when you want a big beat stick, or you need to get Ritual Beast monsters that are in your hand or graveyard into your Banish zone to continue your combos.
So in addition, there's also other powerhouse cards. We talked about Ambush, which is you can special 2 from the graveyard and or Banish Zone, correct? Insane, +1. It's like Tour Guide. It's searchable as well, obviously. And we have Ritual Beast, Steed. How good was Steeds this weekend?
It was amazing. It was actually amazing.
So why don't you tell people what it does so they'll know?
Okay, so for every, if I control a Ritual Beast monster, I can activate the card. And for every Ritual Beast monster I currently control at resolution, it destroys monsters on the field up to that number. And it doesn't target either, and that also played a big factor.
Now you mentioned resolution. That's very important for this deck because, as you obviously know, but people don't, your fusions can contact in at regular, normal inherent summons, but they can contact fusion out at quick speed on either player's turn.
Yeah.
Quick play, my bad. So why don't you talk about, what the fusions do? Pull them out. There's Ulti Leo, Ulti Dolphin. I don't know how to pronounce it. You want to correct me here? What's a Dolphin?
Pedalfin.
And Ultimate Conahawk. All right, so what do each of these guys do individually?
So he's your wall. I used him actually a lot in my last round feature match against BA. He was something that I went to a lot just so I didn't lose advantage and presence on board because he can't be destroyed by card effects. And it's a 28 wall in defense.
All right, how about Conahawk?
This fusion's the heart and soul of the deck because it can return any banished Ritual Beast cards you have and return them graveyard and to add a Ritual Beast card from your deck to your hand. So it's an overall searcher, and there's an exploit with it where if you can target either a Tamer or a Beast and another card, you can contact out, so chain it to itself to special summon that same monster you targeted and another monster that you didn't target. So you return one of the cards you targeted to the graveyard and still search. So you save on resources in the banish zone, and it's still +1. Technically +2.
What about Leo now?
Leo, he's puts in the work against Necroz. He's a star eater of the deck, so when he attacks, he's unaffected by everything else until the end of the damage step. So Fire Hand, Mirror Force, Prison, anything just didn't work on him. And there's also a cool OTK with Bond. This is the El Shaddai fusion of the deck, but it's from the field. You can use anything. So I just make 2 Apelio. If they took damage previously, which they probably did, or put them on edge, I could just go, make 2 Apelios, attack directly. And these things can't be Valkyries because they just be unaffected. The Valkyries fizzle, then I'd bond for a 3rd Apelio to attack directly.
Now, notice you do actually have other cards. I didn't see you play anything that weren't fusion yesterday, but tell us about your other extra cards we got here.
Okay.
Well, you just put them like on top of here.
So I play 1 Castell, 1 Dark Rebellion, 1 Totem Bird, 1 Gaga Cowboy, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Lightning Shidori, and 1 Level King.
All right, tell us about this. I think this is the most interesting card here.
I run Totem Bird because if you ever have the chance to use 2 Wens, which happens more often than you think, it's basically just a free spell or trap card negation. So any like Dark Hole or a Geki, Torrential, anything that would happen or stop you, or may advance their game state, you can just negate. And then he'll just lose 300 and become a 16 beater.
Just big beats. Yeah, that's what your deck really wants to do, right? It wants to swarm and then just destroy everything with Steve and just beat in.
Yeah.
So, some other things I want to talk about was, how your day progressed yesterday. So, correct me if I'm wrong, you said going into round 8 before you started playing, you only saw Italy twice, correct? So if my count's correct, by the end of the feature match, you only saw Italy 4 times yesterday.
Yeah.
And you only opened it, did you open it at all? Because I never saw you open it.
I opened it twice.
You opened it twice. So that's insane, because obviously Italy is a really powerful card in this deck. As Italy has always been in formats where it's very relevant. Tell us about the number of decks you played, like how many Necros, how many BA, that you can remember.
I played, I believe, 4 Necros. I beat 3 of the 4 Necros. 1 feature match. 1 that wasn't the feature, that was the round before the feature. And another one, I wasn't exactly sure what round it was. And then the one on round 8. And then I played 3 BA. My first loss of the day was against BA. I worked during game 3, and then my second BA I 2-0'd him, and then my last BA was my feature match, and that was a tough game 3, and I won in time with Ulti Apelio.
It was like in the booth, it was amazing because we didn't know what was going on. So we knew you had an extension, but we didn't know how long, and then it was turns, and we're just like, what's he doing? And then all of a sudden you're like, I'm not going to let you finish J Dante. Contact that Ulti Apelio. You're stuck with your Dante and your Phoenix J. Insane plays all day. So now that you played in the event, you're in the 1K right now. What are you right now in the 1K?
X1.
You're X1. What is it, going into round 4 now? You're going
Yeah.
into? All right, cool. So, now that you've played the whole event and you're playing the 1K, is there anything that you've learned that you're going to implement when you get home? Maybe some changes you're going to make?
The only changes I would make is to the side deck.
Okay, cool. You want to take out the side deck real quick and show us what you were doing? All right, we got some cool cards here.
So for the side deck, I played 3 Fairy Wind, 3 Mind Crush, 1 Mystical Space Typhoon, 3 Vanity's Emptiness. I just changed these today to Artifact Lancias.
Okay, what were they before?
Trap Tricks, Trapple, Nightmares.
Okay, so why did you make that change?
It really didn't do it. I only saw it once, and the one time I did it, it didn't even destroy the monster. It just negated Atricious effect because he had Guganeer. So I just figured Lancia, because what I do a lot is this allows me to steeds all of their board without letting them use their mirrors in their graveyard to get more field presence.
Oh, so we got 3 Maxi here.
Yeah. And
Now,
finally,
yesterday, you took that insane Maxi challenge during your second feature match.
Yeah.
What was the thought process there?
Well, my thought process was, I'm going to have the same advantage at him by the end of my turn. So I was like, my steeds are going to be able to beat out his BAs. Especially, I figured he would go Tour Guide first, which he did. And I just popped his monster, and so he had to end his turn with 2 back row. And I had an ambush, and I had defuse, so I had a lot of field presence compared to his tour guide and 2 back row. That's why I took the Max C challenge, because I figured we could break even.
Obviously, it worked out in the end because you got the win. So back to the sideboard. So what are some changes you're thinking about making still, if any?
I would probably take out the Lancias, but I'm not sure what I'd probably take out the Lancias for actually Book of Eclipse.
Really? So you're thinking about putting it in this deck?
Yeah, because I can flip all of my marchers face down, and they can fuse while face down.
All right. Well, we gotta let you go because it sounds like the 1K starting again. So anything you want to say real quick before we let you go?
No, not really. Just like shout out to the people that came here. Shout out to Kahim, Payas, Osama, Greg. Just shout out, yeah.
All right,
That's really
cool.
it.
If you guys want to see his feature matches, they'll be uploaded soon. Links will be in the description. Look out for this kid because he's going to do big stuff. Blake, nice to have you with us today, and I hope you enjoyed your weekend at Hartford. We'll talk to you guys later. All right, cool. I'll get a judge and make sure you got an extension, okay?